I didn't have much time. If I wanted to win my $500, then I would need to catch up to LikeTheGroundhog and Ian, the USA national champion. Both Hawkeye and I were quickly falling behind, and we needed to strike up a trade. I offered him 3 unique cards and my next wheat for his woods, so I can get myself a much needed city.
You'll give me your next week,
I'll give you my
1
next
for 1.
week. Yeah, 1 for 1.
I sat nervously as Hawkeye thought for a while, and his final answer?
1 minute left.
Frick, yeah, sorry.
Alright, well, 30 seconds left.
You're gonna make this trade.
Dang, if I can't get a city this turn, I'm still gonna do something. Settling on the 8-3 is nice, but it's nowhere near the power of a city. I eventually get my city, but I'm late to the party. I upgrade the 9, 10, 11 because it's a triple shared ore and it can get me my second city faster. But I think I'm too late. Groundhog, although only showing 5 points, has 11 cards and 2 knights played. He ports his cards for roads and does a loop around the 6 ore. He then drops his 3rd road, taking the longest road. Then he plays a knight, getting him to 9 points, and he has a victory point, closing the game at 10 points. Ouch, this was a tough game 1. I challenged 3 of the best players I know to $500. LikeTheGroundhog, an all-9 hidden Catan boss, Ian Dembsky, the current USA national champion, and Hawkeye, a 3-time regional champion. And whoever gets to 3 wins first will get $500 from my pocket. And $500 is a lot for me. It's a month of rent money, a chunk of my health insurance bill, and multiple weeks of food. And I was going to defend my money with everything I could. After a devastating first loss, I was ready to come back, stronger than ever. I studied all my mistakes for this first game and wanted to make sure I wouldn't repeat them. Make sure you strap in and buckle your seatbelts because this is going to be a wild ride. Game number 2 is intense. It was a high ore board, and there's only one strong wheat spot, the 8 wheat. And before I know it, Hawkeye places his settlement on the 8-4-10 and points his road downwards. The 8-4-10 is a great spot as it has the brick port, and the wheat is especially valuable since there's so much ore, and wheat and ore are paired together. It was my turn, and I have a tough decision to make. There are multiple strong ore spots, the 6-9-3, the 5-9-10, and the 5-8-10. If I chose the 6-9-3, then I would corner the rare sheep, and I'd be able to get a 3-1 port. But if I place on the 5-9-10, I would get access to plenty of bricks, and on this board where there's a ton of wood, I knew my bricks would be valuable. I deliberated for a long time, sitting there in silence, contemplating what the right move was. And then finally, I decided to settle on the 5-9-10 and point downwards.
He's probably got his mouth hovering over something already.
Buzzer shot. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I like that pick.
Unsure if I made the right decision, I pass my turn. I'm gonna leave it to Groundhog. And while passing my turn, I give him an eerie warning.
The nightmare setup someone gets is the 5-8-10 and the 6-4-11. And I was hoping that no one is able to get that.
But Groundhog sees more treasure in the 6-9-3, and he places on the 6-9-3 and points his road left, cornering the sheep market at the expense of letting Gray get the 5-8-10 and the 6-4-11. Without much hesitation, the USA national champion recognizes that the 5-8-10 and the 6-4-11 is a killer setup. This is going to be one scary monster to take down. It was back to Groundhog's turn. Having the strong ore sheep, he was looking for some good wheat to match that production. He's forced into a decision between the 6-3-11 and the 6-5-11. The 6-3-11 gets him more wheat to play a strong ore wheat sheep game, but the 6-5-11 has overall more production. And if he gets on that 3-1 port, the overall production is much, much better. And after thinking for a while, he places a settlement on the 6-5-11 and points his road to the right. It's my turn now, and I need a setup strong enough to take down Gray's monster setup on the 5-8-10 and the 6-4-11. I saw multiple options. The first one was a 9-10-11. If I took this spot, this would lock the middle of the board, forcing Hawkeye to place on the coast and be in a terrible position. But if I placed on the 10-3-11, I would be able to get one of the triple hex spots open, the 2-9-10 and the 9-4-11. Then, I popped the question to Hawkeye.
I can open the 2-9-10 for you. And then I'm going to point my road left. Would you contest me for the 4-9-11, Hawkeye?
You go in 3-10-11, I will point my road left to the 6-2.
Okay.
After receiving Hawkeye's reply, I had to make a decision soon. Do I take the 9-10-11, making Hawkeye the 3-time regional champion and put him in a sub-optimal position? Or do I place my settlement on the 10-3-11 where we can both benefit? Let's see what the other people at this table have to say.
how does this put you in a better position in any way, shape, or form? You're still going to have no ports, no sheep. If you go on 9, 10, 11, you can point your road wherever you like. You can build multiple roads if you need to. You can probably squirt out to the 8-3 if you want, or you can just head to the 6 sheep.
If Hawkeye gets 9, 10, 2, he's got brick port, wheat port, or wheat sheep. He's got everything. I think it's way too good.
It's seriously a disgusting setup that you're just kind of letting him have.
Wow, I was getting blasted by Table Talk, by the USA National Champion, and LikeTheGroundhog. But I knew that I had to trust myself and my instincts. And with that, I placed my settlement on a 10-3-11 and hoped for the best. Risking $500 is crazy, but I want to provide the best content I can for you. So support me by liking the video so this does better in the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure you watch to the end of the video because I'm doing a huge giveaway. Hawkeye starts the game by rolling a 7, and he blocks my 5-ore immediately, and takes from Groundhog. I roll a 3, picking up some precious wheats. Then, 2 more 11s are rolled, giving me more rare wheat, and this wheat is going to be very valuable on this board with its high ore. Gray rolls a 6, giving everyone wood and sheep. Then, Hawkeye rolls a 12. It's my turn, and I roll a 7. Time to pay back some vengeance for blocking me. I decide to place it on the critical 9 ore, as blocking 2 people and the critical ore spot is crippling to their game. Also, since I'm on so much brick, wood is especially valuable for me. I also have a lot of wheat, so ore is also valuable. And knowing Hawkeye has both those resources, I take from him, snatching up an ore. Groundhog rolls a 9 in his turn, having his ore stuffed and giving me a highly desired brick.
Well, DyLighted, what do you want for a brick? You would need sheep, don't you?
Yeah, I like a sheep.
Even though it does let him build a road, and getting a rare sheep is especially valuable, as I only need a few inside the game. We were trading rare card for rare card. Then a 3 rolls, giving me more wheat, and Groundhog another sheep. Hawkeye rolls a 9, getting me a brick, and blocking the ore once more. It's my turn, and I roll a 5, getting me another ore. I have a road and a development card in my hand. But I drop the road first on the 9-4-11, then buy development card. But isn't that in the wrong order? Don't you want to be buying your dev cards first, then dropping your roads? I need to drop a road on this turn because Hawkeye can still cut back and get on the 9-4-11 with a few good rolls and a good trade. Also, if I did get a road bunny, I could easily use it on spots like the 8-3. I buy a development card and it's a knight. Perfect. I'm gonna need this to defend myself on critical spots like the 5 ore. 2 more 5s are rolled, giving me 2 ore. Then on my turn, I roll a 4. But before I drop a city, I try searching for more rare sheep, but none of the trades go through. I have to make a decision on where to drop my city. I put the city on the 5-9-10, as it's a higher producing spot and has critical ore. I also already have wheat in hand, so this will set up for the second city much faster. On Groundhog's turn, he's tired of having his 9 ore blocked, and he plays a knight.
Before I roll, Hawkeye, are you interested in trading that brook? Should I try to steal it, or you would trade?
What are you trading? If it's not a wood, I would probably do it.
All right.
He steals rare wheat from me, and he rolls a 6. Then, the trade goes through between Groundhog and Hawkeye. With that, Groundhog drops a settlement and buys a development card. On Gray's turn, he buys a development card, then drops a road, and passes his turn. Hawkeye rolls a 7 on his turn and punishes me on the 5 ore. Tired of being blocked and robbed, I play a knight card myself and put it on the 6 wood. Then I take from Gray because I know he has some rare sheep, and I know that once he gets a settlement on the wood port and drops a city, he's gonna have a monster setup. When Groundhog rolls an 8, it's Ian's turn. He exacts his vengeance on me by blocking the 5 ore and taking back his sheep. He then rolls an 8 and passes his turn. It's Hawkeye's turn and he rolls a 3.
Anyone want wheat?
Maybe? What do you want?
You don't have brick. Ore's probably the only thing that'd be helpful.
Right.
What about something like this?
You're offering 2 wheat for an ore?
I'll skip the small talk of the 1-for-1.
Does this give you a city?
There's a possibility.
That's basically it does.
No, if I'm giving you the city, I can't do that.
Getting his initial trade turned down, he offers 3 cards for that 1 ore, so he can upgrade a settlement to a city. Still, his offer gets rejected, and he offers a 1-for-1. Getting no trades, he's forced to pass at 8 cards, stuck in a terrible position. I roll a 6 on my turn, but I only have 1 card, and I pass my turn. Groundhog rolls a 7 on his turn, making Hawkeye lose half his cards. Ouch. Then, he puts the robber on my 10 brick, robbing me once again. Ouch. Getting that early city is bringing me a lot of attention, and I'm taking a lot of the heat for these robbers. Groundhog ports his sheep for a brick and drops a road to the 6 sheep. On Ian's turn, he rolls a 6. Ian is stuck at 7 cards, and doesn't want to end his turn where there's a good chance he can lose half his cards to a 7.
Does anybody have excess wood and is looking for ore?
Possibly.
I guess here comes the settlement.
I need 2 wood though. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to ore to one-way wood.
No.
No, if you don't have 2 wood, okay, then that's not gonna happen.
He throws down some trades. He successfully trades for Hawkeye. There's a 4 for 1 for a brick. Hawkeye rolls a 10, but our precious brick is blocked. I roll a 3 and a pass. 4 is rolled on Groundhog's turn. Groundhog does another 3 for 1, and then builds a settlement on the 6 sheep. On Gray's turn, he drops a settlement on the wood port. And finally rolling some 8s, Hawkeye drops a strong city on the 8-4-10. Then he drops a road onto the brick port. But I think dropping the road on the 6-2 is a slightly stronger play. It's my turn, I roll a 10, and I still can't do anything. 2 more 5s are rolled, giving me precious ore, where I'm only 1 card away from another city. On Gray's turn, he buys a development card, then passes. Hawkeye rolls a 4, then ends his turn. Stuck at 7 cards, I'm desperate to make a trade, but I have to be careful to not make an unbalanced trade. I offer an ore for a wheat and an ore for a sheep.
Can you give me an ore and something else? It doesn't do anything for me immediately, which is why I wouldn't do a 1 for 1.
I don't think I can. It's
Okay, then no sale.
If I gave Ian an ore and a wood for a sheep, that's giving him prime city material to upgrade the 5-8-10 when he already has the wood port. From good to amazing. So I turn down his trade and am forced to end my turn at 7 cards. 4 is rolled and Hawkeye passes his turn. Then an 8 is rolled, giving more wheat to Hawkeye and another ore to Ian. On Ian's turn, he offers a rare sheep for a wheat.
What are you looking for, Hawkeye?
For sheep.
Alright.
Does this give you city? I'll ask you the same question.
No, it does not give me a city.
Alright, wait, before you do this, let's see if I do an ore and a wood for a sheep. You want to do that?
Though this trade isn't useful for me, I know Hawkeye wants that deal, and he says yes to the trade. In a desperate attempt to steal the trade, I offer 2 cards for a sheep, but he does a trade with Hawkeye anyways. Now, he spits out the trade one more time, but this time, it gets him a city.
This does give you a city, right?
It's ore plus.
Yep.
Go ahead, you don't want to give him a city on A5.
I know.
That's just horrible. How is this worth it at all?
How else am I gonna get sheep?
This is
Groundhog, would you
it's
trade
not-
me a
it's
sheep
not-
later then?
It's not
Yes,
worth
yes,
it.
yes.
Like
Yes,
an ore
I
for
would.
sheep? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
A sheep is very valuable for me, so I'm tempted to say yes. But once again, Gray getting a city on the 5-8-10 is a monster. So I negotiate with Groundhog, and he's gonna give me a sheep. On Hawkeye's turn, he rolls a 5, and drops a settlement on the 8 wheat. It's my turn now, and I roll a 9, getting me more brick. And as Groundhog promised, and I try to cash in that ore for sheep trade.
Alright, Groundhog.
I didn't roll it.
Was it if you rolled it? Oh.
Yeah,
You say you didn't have any at the time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But what? Groundhog doesn't have it? I'm gonna have to trade with Ian and give him a city, or a 4 for 1 to get on the 9-4-11. But doing a 4 for 1 trade is very inefficient. But on the other hand, giving Gray a city is very dangerous. However, getting the 9-4-11 is an amazing spot, and I want to keep my ores for another city.
Okay, let's see if Ian says yes to this again.
Well, I'm very likely to have it. If you roll a 5, 6, 8, 10, or 11, then I will have the city.
It's Gray's turn, he's at 9 cards, and I know that he has a city in hand.
Hawkeye, any interest? I do have the city anyway, but I'm just asking if you want to trade wheat for something that saves us both some porting or whatever.
Hawkeye, I can offer you ore and brick.
You'll give me an ore for a wheat DyLighted?
Yeah.
I'll give you-
I'll pass.
You wouldn't do that with me instead before your turn?
No, I wouldn't.
It gives
Why
him
are you
dev card
willing to
city.
do it with DyLighted but not me?
Because he is in way less starting position than you are.
Okay. I don't know about that.
Well,
I think
the
he's
thing
going to
is-
get longest.
I feel very strongly about your position here.
You wanna do 2 for 2, Hawkeye?
2 wheat for 2 ore?
Yeah.
Or what?
Don't hand Dylan a city. Come on.
Hawkeye and I doing this trade is amazing for both of us. He gets a city and a development card, and I get a perfect city myself. This game is looking pretty even, and I'm quite happy with my chances. I roll an 8 on my turn, and I have a city. Now, I have to make a choice. Do I want to upgrade the high-producing 9-4-11, or do I want to upgrade the 10-3-11? I want you to pause right now and comment below if you would upgrade the 10-3-11 or the 9-4-11. I upgrade the 10-3-11 because it gives me 2 roads whenever a single 10 hits, and I'm in the 9 and the 5 ore, so upgrading my wheat and wood balances my resource income a lot more. Upgrading the 9-4-11 is strong, but I would have too much brick flooding in my hand and too much ore, without enough wheat and wood to support that income. On Groundhog's turn, he plays a monopoly on wheat, taking everyone's wheat away. With that, he buys a development card and drops a city on the 6-9-3. He's now left with 4 cards: wood, wood, wheat, sheep. And that's perfect for me, as I can orchestrate a cutoff with Hawkeye.
Groundhog, I got your tools. I got them bricks if you want them.
Now, I could do the cutoff with no settlement to the wheat port.
Yeah.
You have 2 bricks?
That's all he has. Well, I think if you look at Hawkeye's setup and
It's pretty
you give him
scary.
all that 8 wheat with the wheat port and the 9 ore, and then add the 6 sheep to go with it, especially because you're buying dev cards, he's going to be buying as many, if not more, dev cards than you.
Cutting off Hawkeye when he has 2 cities and a strong port is devastating for his game, and I'm also receiving a rare sheep and a rare wheat. But on the other hand, I'm playing with fire. If I take this trade, Groundhog can now fight me for the longest road, and previously, I was on a path where no one could contest me for the longest road. At the same time, Hawkeye gives me a warning.
I have to go for the ore port then, Dylan. Like, that's my only option.
I'm curious on what you would do. Would you take this trade, or would you not? Let me know in the comments below. I end up taking this trade, but I think it's a mistake. Cutting off Hawkeye is good, but I just created another problem for myself. Groundhog. Now he can fight me for the longest road. And there's a chance I'm going to be losing my ore port on 10 brick. Ian at 9 cards is searching for a trade, searching to buy a lot of development cards. Not getting a trade, Ian buys a development card, then passes his turn. Furious with vengeance, Hawkeye plays a knight on his turn, searching for the sheep. It's my turn. I roll a 4, and I can't do anything, so I pass. It's Groundhog's turn, and he rolls an 11. He's at 7 cards, and he's searching to buy a settlement. Groundhog was getting dangerously close to winning, and I don't want anyone getting to 2 wins, where everyone else has 0. On Gray's turn, he rolls an 8, getting him some more ore and getting Hawkeye some wheat. Gray drops a city on the 6-4-11 and drops a road. That's a massive turn for Gray, and he now has his wood port setup fully online. I roll a 10 on my turn, which is nearly perfect. I've got a lot of options on this turn. I can do road settlement to the 10 brick, but I'm also 1 card off from doing 2 roads in a settlement to the 8-3. However, the more pressing concern on my mind is Groundhog. If he builds 1 more road, that'll put him at 8 points, and I think that hidden development card is a victory point, putting him at 9 points, which is dangerously close to winning. I also know that he's quite interested, chopping my road segment in half, making it so I can't connect my settlements.
Trade me the wood so I can connect. Since I can drop 2 roads right now.
Road.
Hawkeye, I'd rather do it with you, actually. Since Ian said yes, but whatever. Yeah or not?
I'm thinking. Yeah.
So he can still connect and go to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I still need to make sure that he can't jank me.
I mean, you'll have time to roll another 10 or whatever.
I was going to break it up. If I rolled a 6, I could have made it so you couldn't connect ever.
He
if
takes
I rolled a 6, which I did.
I sighed in relief, and I'm glad that I connected my roads, because if I had waited any longer, he would break my road path in half. On Groundhog's turn, he does a 3-for-1, ports his cards in order to buy a development card. On Gray's turn, he ports his wood and buys a development card. He ports 4 more woods away and buys another development card. Although Gray is only at 5 points, he's well poised to take the game away. On Hawkeye's turn, he rolls a 4. He buys a development card, and he drops a road in the settlement on the 10 brick. It's my turn now, and the 2 rolls. I need to extend my roads, so Green can't take the longest road.
Do you want to do something like this, Hawkeye? I mean, all I gotta do is make sure that, he can't connect to win.
Well,
anyway,
we have 2
one
victory
wood for
points.
that, right?
We can do that instead. Well,
I mean,
he could have a road bidding, and this will just make it so he can't win with the road bidding point, or pull a point.
Let's do this.
It's Groundhog's turn, and he plays a knight.
So what does Ian need?
The thing is, he's like really hard to block.
Wait, why is Dylan not doing as well as I am?
Okay, I have to build 3 points the hard way.
You're gonna move it anyway. I
think 8 I think 8 or.
Yeah, I think 8 or too.
You guys are like
7.
too happy to.
No, you're winning. You're winning.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
You guys are bonkers.
Okay.
What? This is not
Listen,
even
like,
a question right now.
Yeah. On Ian's turn, he plays a knight card and moves it onto the 9 ore and takes from Groundhog. Then he rolls a 7. He moves the robber onto the 10 brick and steals from me, taking my wheat. And with that wheat, he buys another development card. Ian's at 7 points with 3 down development cards. It's Hawkeye's turn, and he plays a knight, moving it off the 10 brick, putting the robber on the 8 ore. Hawkeye, do you need wheats at all?
I mean, I might need 2 wheat, honestly. Because all I'm
2
doing
wheat
is
for a brick.
wanting it for dev. I'm not
Wanting it for-
doing anything useful at all.
On my turn, I roll a 9, and I drop a settlement onto the 9 brick, getting me to 8 points. It's Groundhog's turn, and he rolls a 5, getting me a perfect city. On Groundhog's turn, he plays an aggressive knight, and puts it on the 10 wood, and takes from Ian, stealing a wheat. Now with that, he drops the city on the 5, 6, 11, putting him at 8 points. On Ian's turn, he rolls an 8, getting him 2 ores, and with that, he ports 2 woods for another ore and drops a city on the 11 wheat, putting him at 8 points with 2 hidden development cards. It's Hawkeye's turn, and he rolls a 6.
Dylan, do you have any wheat? I want to 4-4 on it, so Ian can't mono it. Possibly win.
I think it's
Mono
more
is,
likely he has he has a year plenty to win.
Why is it more likely that you're playing than a mono?
One mono's been
played
played.
one.
Already?
Yeah,
I played
mono's
one
been
mono.
played. I think I'm gonna pass on it for now.
You want the wheat then?
For a sheep, I'll do it.
It's my turn now, and I roll a 3. I have a city in hand to get me to 9 points. But before I do that, I need to drop a road, because if Groundhog can build 3 roads, then he can take the longest road. I'm at 9 points, and I only need a few good dice rolls to close the game and defend my $500. Groundhog ports the sheep for an ore and buys the development card. It was a knight. There wasn't much time left. Someone was going to win the game soon, and Ian, at 8 points with 2 development cards, looked like a strong candidate. 7 is rolled. He robs Groundhog, I hold my breath, and I pray that it gets back to me. But on his turn, he plays a Year of Plenty, and grabs a wheat and a break, drops his settlement for the 10th point, closing the game. The score was 1-1-0-0. Another devastating loss. I may have lost this match, but I wasn't ready to give up yet. I reminded myself what was at stake. My pride and my $500. I vowed to make no mistakes and to go all out my 3rd match. But time for the giveaway. I'm going to be partnering up with Colonist.io. If you didn't know, Colonist.io is an online version where you can play Catan. In fact, that's where you play this game of Catan. To play some free online Catan, all you have to do is go on Colonist.io, plus create game, invite your friends, and press play. It's easy as that. But Colonist.io recently released their store, where you can buy Colonist coins to get 5 to 6 player expansions, custom maps, and custom colors. And they're working on a Seafarers expansion and a Cities and Knights expansion. And just like a real board game, only one person needs to have the expansion to play with all their friends. We'll be choosing 3 winners randomly that'll get 3,000 Colonist coins. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, then comment below what is your favorite thing about Colonist.io. Then, I want you to reply to your own comment saying if you want Team Hawkeye, Team DyLighted, Team Ian, or Team Groundhog to win this ongoing series. Then, Colonist.io and I are going to be choosing our favorite response. And that person will be receiving 5,000 Colonist coins. We'll be contacting the winners by replying to the comment telling you that you won. So make sure you click that notification bell. Please enter the giveaway, since it'll show the YouTube algorithm that people are engaging with my video. I look forward to seeing your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm DyLighted, and I hope you learned something.